Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. So today we're diving into a really powerful short idea about a tool we all use every single day, our voice. We're going to unpack what it actually means to be a mouthpiece and, the huge responsibility that comes along with that. The inspiration for this whole deep dive comes from a passage by Srimat Swami Chidvananandar. It's from a text that's all about daily reflection, and man, does it start with a powerful metaphor. So the text kicks things off with this really cool comparison. A microphone, it just makes sound louder. Simple. But that kind of begs a deeper question, right? When we speak, what are we really amplifying? What's the source of the message we're putting out there? Okay, so let's start by exploring this core metaphor, the modern mouthpiece. The text uses it as this really smart entry point into a much, much bigger conversation about our own voices. So here it is, the big idea, the mouthpiece. It seems like such a simple word, but there's a huge concept packed inside. Is it just a passive tool, just there to amplify things, or is it something more? This very question is the foundation for, well, everything that's coming next. The text opens with a pretty straightforward observation. A microphone doesn't have an opinion. It doesn't judge. It'll amplify a message of hate just as easily as it'll amplify a message of love. It's a totally neutral tool, just doing its job. And this is where it gets really interesting. The text makes this critical distinction. A machine, a tool, it can be neutral. But a person, the argument here is that a person shouldn't be. We have a responsibility that a simple piece of equipment just doesn't. We're not meant to be these unthinking amplifiers for every single idea that pops into our heads. So that brings us to us, the human element in all this. See, unlike the microphone, we have a choice. And this is where the conversation shifts from just meaningless amplification to really meaningful speech. And the text doesn't mess around. It gives us a really clear directive. It sets a high bar. It's not just about avoiding harm. No, our words should actively try to be beneficial. That means our speech should have a constructive, positive purpose in the world. And this is where it all becomes super personal, right? Think about it. In our day-to-day chats, the emails we send, the stuff we post online, what are we choosing to amplify? Are our words building people up, or are we just adding to all the noise? It's a really powerful question to sit with for a minute. Okay, so if the goal is to be beneficial, how do we actually do that? Well, the text doesn't just leave us hanging with some abstract ideal. It actually gives us a practical model to follow, one that's inspired by the wise. The text points to saints and sages as our example here. And what's really insightful is the wording, take care to see. That implies this isn't passive, it's a conscious, deliberate effort. They're actively filtering their speech to make sure they're not amplifying anything inauspicious, basically anything harmful, negative, or just plain useless. And all that wisdom boils down to this incredibly simple two-option filter. It presents a clear choice. If you've got something constructive and beneficial to contribute, great, speak up. If not, the wiser move is silence. I mean, what a powerful discipline for all of our communication. All right, so we've climbed from the level of an unthinking machine up to a mindful human. But now the text takes us one final profound step up this ladder to what it sees as the highest possible purpose for our voice. So after we've learned to filter our speech, to only say what's helpful, what's next? What's the absolute peak potential, according to this philosophy, for human communication? And here it is. The big one. This is the climax of the whole idea. It's suggesting that when we move beyond our own ego, our personal wants and fears and desires, we can actually become a channel for something way bigger than ourselves. And for a little context, this idea comes from Vedanta, which is a major school of Hindu philosophy. So this whole concept is grounded in this deep, ancient tradition that's all about understanding reality and our real place in it. So the crucial point here is that the transformation is total. It's complete. Your personal voice, which you first learned to filter for what's beneficial, now becomes a vehicle for something universal. You could call it truth or compassion or wisdom. Your words aren't just your words anymore. Okay, let's bring this all back down to earth. We've gone on this incredible journey from a simple tool all the way to this profound spiritual state. So what does this all mean for us, right here, right now? We've basically seen this clear three-rung ladder of purpose for our voice. We can be a mechanical mouthpiece, just thoughtlessly amplifying whatever comes along. We can choose to be a mindful speaker, only giving voice to what's constructive, or we can aspire to be a divine instrument, a channel for a purpose higher than ourselves. You know, at the end of the day, this isn't just about the words that come out of our mouths, our actions, our choices, our whole presence in the world. It's all a form of communication. So the final question is this: if your entire life is a message, what does it say? What are you a mouthpiece for?